Hello again, Cons here. You can see in the background I have an exclamation mark. Eagle-eyed viewers will know what that's about. But yeah, we had these two panels displayed on screen as part of the latest dev diary. They're quite dense with information, especially related to decorations and melding and stuff, and so that's kind of what I wanted to go over today. Just all of the changes related to the decorations, the new skills, the new melding, the new charms, all the implications of all of those kind of things, and just talk a bit about it all. So, carved and sealed face stones are going to have higher rarity decorations dropping them more frequently. This is my spreadsheet. I talked about this in the silver melding ticket video that I put out just the other day, so have a look at that if you're a bit confused. But basically, the rundown is that decorations are split into buckets, and then the face stones pull from these buckets. So for example, Mysterious face stones can only drop buckets 1 and 2. And so carved and sealed face stones, really what this change means is that the drop rates of the buckets are going to be tinkered a little bit. You can expect to see 8 go up and 9 go up for carved and sealed respectively, most likely. Additionally, they've increased the rate at which they're going to drop from Tempered Elders, T3 Tempered Elders. They're not the best way to farm sealed decorations at the moment, in my opinion. Tempered Zenoga, and we're also going to be getting new event quests with them, which I'll talk about in a bit. So this might not be as relevant, but it's still nice if you do a lot of T3 Tempered Elder farming. As always, we're getting some new charms. Just before I go into the implications of them, I do want to mention which skills they represent, just because I know there's a little bit of ambiguity here. Masters, for anybody who doesn't use it, is Critical Eye. I have that on screen now. I'll show the other ones too. So critical is critical boost, it's not critical draw or anything like that. We're also getting weakness exploit, which is the exploiter charm, although I think that was a little bit more self-explanatory. And the shaver charm is most likely going to be the claw boost skill, the one that we're getting as part of the next title update. I'll talk about why exactly we know that, but I just want to mention the implications of the new charms. It will always depend on what exactly you're building for in your set, but generally speaking, the 3 points of a 2-slot skill charms aren't that useful. We have peak performance already as an example, but it's competing with Agitator 5 and I guess Handicraft 5 and Attack 5 and stuff like that now. And that's because it's slightly more efficient to run those skills. So for example, you can imagine running 5 points of Agi through the charm and then 3 points of Tendi using 4 slots and 2 slots to balance them out, and you can get defensive skills on. If you did this in reverse and ran the Tender as a charm, you would have to then pack two 4 slots with Agitator and then 1 2 slot. So you're getting less defensive skills. It's just slightly less efficient. Of course, it will vary, and it does free up the flexibility to have like the Raging Brachydios Waste now, which has 3 points of Agi without Waste. But yeah, generally I don't expect the crit boost and weakness exploit ones to get used too much. That said, air plugs might see a tiny bit of use on greatsword sets. Critical Eye might be nice, and Handicraft 5 might get some use. I don't expect it to be on anything meta, because generally we're not running 5 points of Handicraft, but it can be nice, especially on more comfy builds. So for decorations, we are getting Diversion Jewel 3, Acrobat Jewel 3, and Shaver Jewel 3. You'll recognize Shaver from the charm, and note that these are all 3-slot skills as well. These correspond, at least Diversion and Acrobat do, to Provoker and Safe Landing, based on the Japanese skill names. These are the skills that you get from doing the arena quests. You unlock headpieces, which are earrings, and they provide these skills on their own. Yeah, so these decorations are going to allow you to put those onto other builds. I've just unlocked the Safe Landing skill now. You can see I'm getting it. Acrobat Earrings Alpha Plus. And these you can tell from the quest that I just did. These are from the first 5 arena quests. You get Provoker from the second 2. Provoker isn't particularly interesting. It's basically just the Challenger Mantle. It makes monsters aggro to you as opposed to your teammates more frequently. However, I did want to show off the Safe Landing skill. So I'm demonstrating this skill now. You can see when I get hit, I still get sent flying with my weapon sheathed. However, when I pull it out and I have my weapon equipped, unsheathed rather, you can see that any attack that would have sent me to the ground normally, whether it be flying into the air like a massive knockback or just a regular falling over, it gives me a different animation. Allows you to quickly recover heavy attacks that blow you back is the quest description. Essentially, it gives you that animation, which is much easier to recover from and generally much safer. It gives you iframes during that too. I don't know that it's particularly useful, but I have always thought it's kind of a cool skill, and I wish I could use it, but I never really wanted to put the Acrobat Earrings on my build, so it'll be nice to be able to put it in for a single 3-slot now. And given that the Diversion and Acrobat Jewel are kind of accounted for, the only new stuff we're seeing is the Shaver Jewel and the Shaver Charm, I think it's fairly safe to say that that is the Claw Boost skill. It's most likely that it's going to be a 1-slot skill, and so the charm is going to be pretty useless, especially because it's basically just representing a single 3-slot. However, while you haven't gotten the decoration yet, I assume you'll have to farm for it unless it's part of a drop given by the melder. It might be nice to make just in the meanwhile. And so finally, I wanted to talk about the melding system. I guess we'll talk about Soulstream first. They're adding Soulstream 3. We can look at the current soul streams that we do have as part of the first Rivarian ritual. These are how you create carved face stones. We have Soulstream 1 and Soulstream 2 giving us ancient and carved face stones respectively, and so it's fairly safe to say that the only place that Soulstream 3 can go is to give us sealed face stones, which is really handy because those are the rarest ones that previously could only be gained from T3 Elders or like this is Tempered Zenogre quest, for example. Now we have a way of taking our junk decorations and turning them into hopefully stuff like attack plus, air plugs plus, handicraft plus, all the good stuff. While we're here, I just wanted to show you how many points you got for melding these old decorations. In the old world, rare 5 decos gave you 4 points, 6 gave you 8 points. We moved on to then 64 for rare 7. And rare 8 I think used to give you 128, but now gives you 124. Although it might have always been 124. And then you'll notice that rare 9 jumps back down to 32, and we go 32, 64, 128, and 256. So it doesn't like keep doubling from rare 8 onwards. It sort of resets down a tiny bit. And so we can expect that to be the exact same in the decoration melding. Which kind of brings me to the next point. When they say that decorations of rare 89 or above can now be used in meld decorations, this is what they're referring to. These old world decorations that you could make, just the pretty standard ones, nobody really used this this screen all that much past early game. You could swap your rather than melding your old decorations into face stones for random chances, you could just get guaranteed drops. And so they're adding the new set of decorations as shown on screen to the ones that can be melded, and they're also extending it so that you can use your Iceborne decos here too, in case you don't have much of an abundance of these old ones anymore. So that's quite handy. You can see they're giving us Elementalist Jewel, Shield Jewel, Sharp, Dragon Seal, Mighty Bow, Mind's Eye. You might be wondering why they chose these specific decorations aside from them being good. And I've done a video specifically on that. That's the Silver Melding Ticket video that I was talking about earlier. But just as a TLDR, I won't go into all of the weird maths and stuff. But essentially, these are the decorations that were rare from the old world, but that you couldn't get through Silver Melding Tickets. With this change, with these decorations now being meldable, every single good old world deco can be gotten. Steels will give you all your rare 6s. All of your rare 7s and 8s will be gotten from silver melding tickets or these melding options. Between them, you cover everything. And so basically, if you're one of the people who've been struggling to get the Shield Jewel 2, for example, or Protective Polish, or Mighty Bow, yeah, this is basically a change for you. And I guess while I'm here, Shield Jewel 2 is Guard Up, and Sharp is Protective Polish, just for anybody who doesn't know the specifics of the ambiguity there. Currently, you trade in your decorations for 10, 20, 50, and 100 points respectively. I assume it's fairly likely that rare 9 will then drop back down to somewhere between like 20 and 50. And then rare 10 and 11 and 12 will keep progressing like they did with the Soulstream decorations. Although it's hard to say, nobody really knows for sure right now, but that would be my educated guess. And I think that covers just about everything. Yeah, those 2 panels in the dev diary were dense with pretty important information, but a lot of it was a little bit ambiguous or a little bit unclear, and hopefully I've gone into enough detail to give you an indication of what we're probably expecting and what sort of skills are and how good they are and maybe some of the implications too. Let me know if I missed anything, but otherwise I hope you have a lovely day, and I'm looking forward to the new title update. Alright, take it easy. Bye-bye.